If God had already forgiven Moses, why didn't he let him enter the promised land? A lot of people get stuck right here. If Moses was forgiven, why were the consequences still there? Because we often treat forgiveness like a total reset. But in Scripture, forgiveness never automatically means consequences disappear. In Numbers 20, the people had no water and started complaining again. God told Moses very clearly, "Go, speak to the rock." But Moses was worn down that day. He lashed out at the people, then struck the rock, not once, but twice. And here's the point: water still came out. The problem was still solved. The people still drank. So here's the question. If the result was right, why was God still so serious about it? Because God is not only concerned with whether something got done, He is deeply concerned with this. Did you represent Him correctly? That day, God was not trying to reveal rage, but grace. The message was, "Even in your rebellion, I still provide." But what Moses communicated felt more like, "God is fed up with you now." That is the real core of Moses' failure. It was not just emotional loss of control. He turned his anger into God's attitude. And that is why the consequences are heavier for leaders. The higher your position, the more representative your actions become. When you misrepresent God, people do not just misunderstand you, they misunderstand Him. But the most powerful part of the story is this: God did not let Moses enter the promised land, but He also did not abandon Moses. Later, on the Mount of Transfiguration, Moses is standing right beside Jesus. God closed one earthly role in his life, but He did not take away His purpose for the man. So maybe this is the truth we struggle with most. Forgiveness does not mean consequences are canceled, but consequences do not mean you have been abandoned by God. If you are living with consequences right now, do not rush to conclude that God has left you. Maybe He is not rejecting you. Maybe He is leading you deeper in a different way. So let me leave you with one question. If God has forgiven you but has not removed the consequence yet, will you call Him too harsh? Or trust that He is not finished writing your story? Tell me in the comments, which is harder for you to accept? No forgiveness, or forgiveness with consequences still attached?